What is going on? What is going on? Welcome back. Getting some things set up here. Stream looks good. We are on live, making it happen. Let's see. Make sure we got it out to the boys in Discord. We do. We're good. Welcome back to the show. Today is Wednesday, May 29th. Going to be looking at trading S&P futures, the ES chart here on the low time frames, the 1 minute, 5 minute. Maybe we'll peek out at the higher time frame stuff, but for the most part, be looking at the 1 minute for some potential entries. Look to make some money if at all possible. Let's see. Cool. Here on a Top Step X Combine, down a little bit on the day. It was about flat before starting this. One trade this morning, which I'll go over in a moment, and then a couple quick trades testing again this bid and ask price. Just wanted to see how it functioned in a little bit fast moving market. Since I'm getting more comfortable using them, I want to be able to make sure that they fill that type of a deal. Can get rid of some of these anchored VWAPs. I'm going to leave the NYSE anchored VWAP. That was a low of day, and then prior high of day. They're kind of just flat and consolidating around the same area. So these seem to be working out okay where we're at. But I'll go through a little bit higher time frame analysis quick, just so you guys can see how my chart is marked up today. As we know, we got all-time high right here in S&P. We came up, put these sets of highs in, kind of consolidated down around this range. We were back up here yesterday, kind of a consolidating morning, big sell-off, and then push right back up to end the session here. And then a sell-off all the way through towards pre-market this morning. Broke below prior day low, and we've kind of just been sitting around pre-market low and prior day low for the day. We opened up, didn't come down back down around this low yet. Got some zones marked off for the next sets of lows that I will be looking at. Some areas above price, where price is trading, that I may be looking at if we started to come up outside of the objective levels that I have marked out. If I drop down to the 1 minute, get a little more zoomed in view here. Opened up on the first 1 minute candle, somewhat bullish, consolidated right down here around the pre-market low that we had marked off from this level right here. Pushed up. Wouldn't have been a bad trade to take a buy out of here, but I just didn't have enough telling me that it was time. I was looking at this somewhat of downtrend structure here on the 1 minute just for the first 15 to 20 minutes of the open. Figured we might come back down, tap against the low that is the top of this zone, the low that's marked by this line, or even the low down here. I would have looked to take a buy, bouncing right out of there. This VWAP line is all jacked up. I don't know why Top Step X does that. There we go. That's the VWAP we were looking at. I took a long trade right about here, I want to say. No, entry somewhere down here, 8825, I think I was, right down here. We pushed up, found some resistance here at the VWAP line, the session VWAP line, sold off, and then right after that, bounced back up again. This was my indication, hey, it looks like we're going to be pushing towards prior day low, next level of structure that we had marked out. It also coincided with a nice area that price used as resistance here in pre-market. A little bit of support back here on the 1 minute, but not too much. So I liked this trade. Was solid. This just stopped me out by a couple ticks. I had a stop loss down below this low, not really far. This, price coming down below all these lows is pretty much my stop loss area. I'm comfortable having a stop loss here because I don't want to see price come all the way back down below this and head lower without continuing up, in the direction of my trade. So we moved into profit a little bit. Didn't go stop loss to break even or anything like that. This was just the wick down. Unfortunate. ES, I don't typically see too many moves like this where ES comes and takes everybody out of their stops before continuing up. This is kind of a NASDAQ NQ move, just overly generalizing. So, it happens. I can't say on another day that I'd be operating with a much wider stop than I had, 14 or 16 ticks, right below this low. Maybe I would have had a little bit better entry, and saved me. It stopped me by 3 ticks. That was the exact amount. And then continued up to my profit target that would have been 2 to 1. all good. Took about $190 something loss. Racked up $50 just messing around a couple minutes ago. That was my only trade of the day. Only other thing I'll say I missed, quote unquote, is just a nice aggressive sell right off this. Maybe a scale in, as it's coming up to this area and starting to show a little bit of resistance. Maybe an add here after we came back up, failed to break above this high and continuation down. Just wasn't confident enough, paying enough attention to it. Saw this, this market structure, right? If we block out all that, this was looking fairly bullish. I was waiting a bit, and then I just didn't get the entry. So, no pressure off of this one. I was ready to take a trade, whether it be a buy or sell. This just didn't give me anything. I don't take a breakout right off of here. This would have been the only other one really that I would have liked to have taken, if not the second chance that it gave us over here, and where it did the same thing, sold off. But kind of a rangy consolidating type of day. Like, there's definitely trading opportunities in between here. But if we look at our VWAP lines, they're literally, straight line flat for the day. We're not trending up above pre-market high or pre-market low. We're within the range. We're really not breaking above prior day low or prior day high. We're not running outside of this range. So it's just pretty, rangy consolidating. This would have been my opportunity to take the quick sell back down. Probably would have only caught this move here to the VWAP or the anchored VWAP, if I'm being honest with myself. This probably would have been the target, looking at this level of structure, maybe on the 1 minute. Here could have taken the same move and just played, that to the downside right here. But here we are back down around VWAP, consolidating right in the area of high volume for the day. If we throw on the visual, there we go. Visible range, volume profile. We could take a look and see where we're at for NYSE session. This would be our point of control right down here, actually around anchored VWAP, but we're pretty dang close to that. If I zoom out and catch the whole session, right there, we are right at that point of control right here. Again, this is just a horizontally plotted volume profile. This one is specifically the volume profile visual range, I think it's called. You can use session profile, HD. You can use fixed range. It'll display the exact, based on where you place it. You can use this bad boy right down here, fixed range volume profile, if that helps you with your trading. Gonna get rid of that. So we will see. I'm coming on here again. I was talking to the gentleman I was working with this morning. I'm not really anticipating seeing a whole bunch of trades here. Maybe we just take something off a level just for the hell of it, hoping that we get a nice bounce like this. But it's just rangy, man. Rangy consolidating price action. Not super exciting to trade. For me, a day like yesterday to end just a hair green, pretty much break even. And then today, this was, I didn't put a whole lot of risk on. One contract in ES, less than $200 of risk. Not a whole lot. Wouldn't have been a whole winner just because, I'm not super confident in this price action. It's not giving me really clean market structure to trade off of. And, I'm happy to end small red rather than a large red day or blown account. But I'll look to take another one or two just based on whatever sets up, right? That's why we hop on the charts and we pay attention. So, hello, what's going on? What's going on, my man? That's somebody. Yep. What's up? Bruce Lean, Arthur. What's up? What's going on, guys? Bond action stopped us from breaking. NQ calling by 25 pips. I feel like we gonna break down. I don't see us running past the high at this point. Could though. Yeah. Again, we get a day like yesterday, right? Where if you go back and watch the live, I was on up until we started breaking down. I drew out the break and retest that I would start to look at. It followed that super cleanly. Not only made it to the next zone, but blew past the next zone. It really respected the zone where I could have taken a buy on the way down. And that was after a super rangy, consolidating type of a day. And, there's a benefit to reading the price action and the market structure throughout the day, understanding, what we're looking at and using that historical data, because that's what this is, to form some bit of a bias to say, hey, maybe I don't want to take a sell on the breakout right here below this low because look at what we've been doing all day. It's probably not that likely to just be breaking out to run for 100 points. We might be ranging around consolidating here. Again, you get that yesterday where all of a sudden the big trend move is at the end of the day. Granted, it didn't follow through. We hit that low and then bounced way back up to put the high in all the way at the end of session. But it is good to stay, to not get married to your bias, right? There's a lot of sayings, but I like that one. Don't marry your bias. Maintain the mental flexibility to read what the market is showing you, what price action and market structure, what your levels, any tools or indicators you like to use are telling you on the 1 minute time frame or the 5 minute time frame that we're trading here, and make a decision based on that. Put risk on when it makes sense, and and don't when it doesn't make sense. Again, this morning I journaled one good mistrade right from here. I can get over a 1-to-1, maybe a 2-to-1 risk to reward on trades like this all day, and I know I don't even need to win half of them to be making money. So you just got to put it on when it makes sense, despite maybe having a gut feeling. Maybe your intuition is carrying over that bias a little bit too much, and it's just time to put the risk on. But outside of that, again, man, choppy kind of day where I'm happy I didn't get chewed up. I'm not taking buys on the way up here after this huge candle just to get stopped at break even or stopped out for full losses. We're not taking massive buy trades as we're pushing back up off the anchored VWAP, looking for the breakout because it's been choppy. It's been, just consolidating. So just a little bit of insights into how, I read price action. I view the markets, the things that influence, my decision making. But it's important. It's important to know what you're looking for, right? You got to have a clear setup, model, entry, whatever you want to call it. I like to call things setups. You have to have a way to structure risk, right? That's step number 2. So, okay, I think price is going to go in this direction based on X, Y, Z. All of these things are lining up to tell me that this is a good time to enter the market. Now, what does my risk structure look like? Where does my stop loss have to go, or where should it go? Where to invalidate the trade? And where is my profit target? Can I get a reasonable risk to reward, a nice positive risk to reward based on structure or levels or zones or indicators or whatever you use to determine that? If the answer is yes, then we go ahead and put the trade on. If the answer is no to any of that, you just sit patient, sit on your hands and don't take the unnecessary losses. If anything, break down, but we could just stay in the range too. Not much high hope for me. Yeah, Bruce, I don't know about this one, man. Again, I like to start to form like an if-then situation here, right? And right now, if I was on here 30 minutes ago at the chart, maybe I try the trade. Maybe I try the short from this area. Right now, we don't have too much. We're right down in the middle of this range, right? We could go long, anticipating this coming back up to prior day low that it failed to break above multiple times, maybe hoping for or shooting for a breaking retest where it's going to continue up to break this high. Stop loss down below this level, but I think it can easily come down here, check these lows out before making that move. And nothing really is telling me that I should be looking for that move to happen, right? Super flat on everything. Really, I don't need, VWAP and anchored VWAP to tell me that. We could look at the absolute just range that we're in, sideways. Are we going to draw a nice 45-degree angle up for our chart today? No, we're not going to draw one down. No, we're going to go sideways. Here's what we're looking at today. So again, just kind of another one of these days, one of these afternoons where I really want to come on, get some live trading in. I don't care if it's wins or losses. I'd like to explain the entries, the exits, the risk management, and kind of show this to you guys. But if the market's just giving me trash, it's not really a great display of trading to take a trade just to take one. And, and that's it. So, here we are again. I'm going to watch and see. I'm ready. We're logged in, ready to go. Live here on this again, the Top Step X 50K Combine. You can see the metrics up here where we're at with everything, and see what we can get. But if you guys got questions, feel free to ask anything specific that I'm talking about. If you have a topic you want me to discuss while we're waiting here, I'll let you know when I need to focus up and pay attention. I'll just stop talking about it. But in the meantime, you got something that you want me to discuss, trading related, feel free, let me know. Happy to help answer some questions on here to the best of my abilities. If I've made a whole video on it or answered it in a really detailed way, I might tell you, hey, I got something great for you. Come and check this video out. We talked about it for an hour and a half. Otherwise, I'll try to answer for you. But I'm looking at this high, looking at this low. I'm going to watch to see what happens in the context of this this recent market structure. Right now we're really just in the middle of the range here. I'm not a huge range guy where I want to set a limit order here to buy and a limit order here to sell. This second sell, most days I'm not taking this. I'm not just taking a sell off this level as we're coming up to test it again. Would have worked out fine here today. Morning, different story. I'll take an aggressive entry, selling into pressure that's coming up, buying pressure that's coming up, looking for a level to hold that's been tested, an important level that I find that ES respects to some degree, even if I think in the long run it may continue up, that we may see a nice reaction down to VWAP line and then a continuation. We can look for that. And honestly, I was done at this point, but a move back down to this area right around here for a buy could have easily faked me out as well. If I'm being honest here, this push here could have been, indication for me to be looking for a buy, but just too slow, choppy price action, not early enough in the day, not showing me really, really nice volume and momentum reacting off of any level. This slow, choppy, tightly trending price action usually doesn't indicate, a nice fast continuation is going to happen. So Craig, what's up? Craig Smith. Appreciate you guys jumping on. I'll give you the join the Discord spiel. Here it is. Join the free Discord. You don't have to, but feel free to join the free Discord. Link in the description of this video, link in my bio. And while we're waiting, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. Make sure you read this chart, this disclaimer that's on my site. Boom. Also posted down on the bottom of this video. I was looking up a nice risk to reward chart for you guys. I'm going to post that in, this is just my trading view. I'm going to go ahead and post that in the Discord as well. Talking about risk management a lot, and it is definitely important to be able to visualize the relationship between your win rate and your risk management. I talk about it a lot, but it's something important, and I'm a big visual guy. That's why I like the equity simulators, the free equity simulators. I like the risk to reward win rate charts that plot that out for you. I think they can be very helpful to look at to understand, the amount of wins, the amount of losses that you can expect with any trading system, and not lose your cool on the way to making some consistent profits. So that's that. That's my site. If you guys want to check that out at any point, realdealfutures.com. What's up, Mohammed? How are we doing, my man? Ever since I've been paying attention to initial balance, it helps a ton. Looking at all the wicks where it can't hold above, below, been showing decent opportunities pretty much every day. Yeah, I haven't, honestly, I don't look at it at all, Bruce. Haven't checked it out, man. There's so many different solid levels that, I know some of them overlap and we're talking about the same thing. So many different levels you could look at with these U.S. indices that really present important levels to pay attention to on the chart, great ways to structure risk. I know a lot of guys will use just the high and low of the first. Oh, there you go. I got you. High and low of the first hour of market open. Okay. Yeah, man. So like an opening range, call that initial balance. Um, I like to look at, if I'm going to look at one, it's usually the 30-minute opening range. The 1 hour opening range is cool. I know guys look at the 15-minute. Um, I watched Tom Hogard for quite a while back in the day trade his school run strategy and advanced school run strategy, all that type of stuff. That's what it's based on. It's pretty much a breakout of an opening range that he uses in a discretionary way to trade the U.S. indices and the DAX and other things that he trades. But a ton of guys use it. It's not something magical. Just like everything I have on my chart here. Nothing here is special. I figured it out. I cracked the code. No, man. I didn't create any of this stuff. I've gone through and tested and worked my way through finding what works for me. What I find is relevant to the way that I trade, and I use those tools. But it's the most popular stuff. That's what for me has worked really well. But yeah, if the call it the initial balance, the 1 hour opening range, it's awesome, man. I love it. The 30-minute opening range is solid, man. You could really trade the U.S. indices with nothing else other than the 30-minute or maybe the initial balance or the 15-minute opening range. Those levels are very, very interesting to pay attention to. Personally, if I do mark them up, sometimes I will on my chart. I've gone back through and I have, I use array. I'll mark off 15-minute or 30-minute. Sometimes they kind of overlap just depending on the market's, trending really fast or if it's kind of consolidating after that first 15 minutes. But I'll look at them, I'll pay attention to them. Does price move above it? Does it do it like pull a breakout and retest and then continue? Maybe it's a good direction to trade in. Maybe it's a way to structure risk. For me, prior day high and low, pre-market high and low, and VWAP, along with just discretionary levels based off of lows and highs, really, really well. They work really well for me. I love looking at them on ES. And I've said it before on live, most of the time, like, I'm not quick enough to act, just to enter aggressively as soon as we get some indication that it's not just going to slice through, because they're respected so well. They really, really are. So, I wouldn't suggest using anything by itself, just placing limit orders, with risk to reward, positive risk to reward. I don't think that works out too well. But in conjunction with everything else, with price action, with market structure, trend, maybe some other tools, volume, VWAP, other levels where you are on the higher time frame structure, understanding all of that, coming together to use those levels to decide, hey, today maybe is the day that I want to try the short off prior day low. Me, who didn't do that this morning. So, yeah. Yeah, also mark up prior day high and low, prior weekly high and low, current weekly high and low. Yeah. Yep. Mr. Hogue put me on to it. Yeah. Top Step guys are solid, man. I mean, I like some of the stuff they pay attention to. They do daily levels for all the major, like for indices, I think they do it for Dow, for NASDAQ, S&P. I think they do it for crude and for gold, maybe some of the other ones. But they'll mark, a lot of this same stuff. I think they mark like weekly high and lows. Maybe they're marking that initial balance, prior day high and lows. They use volume. They use different volume points of controls. Again, kind of what I was looking at there with the volume, the visible range volume profile. Just different levels. So, I mean, I would encourage anybody who's watching this that's wondering what the hell we're talking about or why we would pick one level over another. Go back through and back test, right? Like, you got to practice. You can't just come here to game day and figure it out on the fly. Throw TradingView in replay mode or, get a different replay that you want to work with and back test, mark your chart up, maybe use more levels than you're actually planning on using because you're going to test multiple levels and see how price reacts. Trade through multiple, weeks of price action to do that. And then obviously through live trading as well, you'll start to get a feel. Hey, maybe I like the initial balance. Maybe I like the 15-minute range. Maybe I don't. Maybe I like the prior day high and low, and the candle, the close. High close and low close of the candle, the body. There's certain things that you can look at, and you decide for yourself. It all comes down to your preference, how you're trading, your overall strategy, your approach, the way you manage risk, the way you like to take entries and exits. But horizontal levels, man, That's outside of just raw. If you said, hey man, you gotta use, one thing at a time to trade. First, just give me price on a blank chart. That's fine. I don't care even about the. I do care about time and price access, but price. Give me market structure and price action. Next to that, give me a way to mark horizontal levels. Horizontal line. That's it. After that, I'd probably ask for VWAP, and then I would be done. So that's pretty much it. Nothing real special, nothing super magical. Horizontal levels on the chart, that's it. Helps out with structuring risk. No major predictive power of all of them. Just a good way to read historical data. But yeah, I'll start looking at that, man. The 1 hour opening range. 1 hour opening range. I like that. Bruce, since you're on here, did I miss anything on Top Step? I was on for like 10 seconds this morning on their live. Fire drill, bell to bell. I'd be blowing it if they had something. If you guys don't know, Top Step is the prop firm, futures funding firm. No, not really, he says. They run a live stream, kind of similar to this. Multiple traders, they're looking at charts, they're taking trades. But they do giveaways and stuff. If you're in my Discord, me and the other active guys in Discord will post whenever there's a giveaway. Maybe they're going to give away a free reset. Maybe they're going to give away, some kind of discount code. A lot of different things. So I do my best to just leave that on in the background, but I'm working with some people individually nowadays, and not really having that on as I'm trading. I'll send the fire drill to you when it comes. I'll assume tonight. Ooh, tonight on slow markets. Yeah, I mean it's Wednesday, right? So they said they're doing a fire drill. I was planning on leaving it on the next 2 days so I could try to catch it. Hopefully it's for a free reset. I don't want another code, and I know most guys don't want another code for the $19 accounts. I'm sure like you guys, you probably have too many of them to trade already. But yeah, fire drill is when they just randomly announce a form that you have to fill out, and if you fill it out, you get a free reset or whatever it is that they're giving away. Typically, that's how it works. Yeah, this is not doing much for me, guys. It's still not doing much. Let's look at NQ. I don't have much marked up on NASDAQ. Yeah, just the open. I mean, honestly, Bruce and everybody else, it's kind of feeling like yesterday, right? Like it's feeling a little bit like yesterday, where we just had kind of consolidation chop, and now here we are, right? Same time, same place, like kind of like starting to head down. NASDAQ is below these lows, right? Yep. NASDAQ's below these lows that we had in the middle of the day here. Kind of looking weak. But again, like yesterday, I don't have anything to hop in on. I'm not going to take a sell right here or a buy right here. If anything, I would be waiting like yesterday for some structure to form, and then I'll maybe actually take the trade instead of just hopping off and calling it a day. Get the VWAP line. I don't know if it's just Top Step X that does this, but the VWAP ends up in a weird place if you go to different charts or you go to different time frames on the same instrument. Yeah, we start to sell off down here. Look at the 5 minute. We start to sell off down here. We can definitely come down to pre-market low. We come down here with some force. Maybe we are coming down to test this low here. That's what the zone is based off of, as you can see. This area right here, trying to catch the bottom of the zone is this low. Top of the zone is into this price action here. This line is the actual the low right here. I got it pretty wide just so I can capture all this, and the middle line is almost the middle of all this price action. So it kind of gives me some different, gives me the zone itself, and then some different specific levels that I could trade off of that are based off of exact lows in the market. Low down here, low right here, middle ground of all the price action that's over here to the left. But if we come down, maybe, but even for like an overnight, what does this look like to me? go either way with it, man, right? Like, all-time high, we zoom way out. We know we've been in a massive bullish structure. Long America, buy America. We get that. Right here, this push-up didn't continue. The sell-off did. We came back up, wicked above, and then just completely sold off down to this low. I think this, to me, this is a fairly important point. We start getting below this low. We get a, maybe break and retest, something that continues up, and then we push back down. Maybe we're in store for lower prices. I'm not, I like to spend an enormous amount of time on the higher time frame stuff, but yeah, a lot of consolidation here. Again, kind of like we saw yesterday, right? Like here's yesterday's session, and then huge sell off right at the end of the day. Low put in, wick all the way back up to put the high in. Come all the way back up for, is that the high of the session? 53.30.75. No, near the high of the session. And then sell off all the way back down. Market's looking fairly weak right now, but again, not enough for me to be jumping in just yet. Not enough for me, ES. Got to do a little bit better. But I'll stay patient. I'll be ready for that sell-off that came yesterday. VWAP line, fix yourself. Please, there we go. Cool. Same thing, GDP tomorrow and PC Friday will bring something. Yup. Sucks when you got to wait till the end of the week to catch something. Yeah, man, it's been, we had holiday Monday. Yesterday was choppy throughout the day until the end of the day. Today, I would call this, fairly choppy price action. Yes, there's definitely room to be taking trading opportunities. I mean, there's trading opportunities every day. That's really why I like the U.S. indices. But overall, this is fairly choppy. Even if we don't get a huge move for the day, nice trending price action following some, bullish market structure or bearish market structure is pretty nice, to trade. We're in the range. We're in the range. Let's look at forexfactory.com. This is who I use to pay attention to financial news. Not much the rest of the day here. Some FOMC members speaking, some yellow BS for USD. We're looking at these bad boys right here. 8:30 a.m. prelim GDP, unemployment claims, and home sales, pending home sales at 10. So this should be somewhat of a market mover. Again, if you're in free Discord, I call this stuff out every morning. I post this chart. I tell you what I'm looking at. I go over how I manage risk, the way I utilize this information in my trading. But we should get some market movement here at 8:30 a.m. That may kick ES and NQ and the rest of them into high gear for 9:30 a.m. NYSE Open. And then 10 a.m. gets a little bit interesting to trade through. Having trades on in the morning through news can be a little bit wild, but we'll check this out as well. So yeah, man, maybe we get some. I'd be surprised if we don't get some movement tomorrow. News. I got a love-hate relationship with news. Sometimes, the structure that forms can be really difficult to trade off of. You can get a huge bullish, bearish bar. Something wild, insane wick, and it can kind of make it difficult to structure trades until you get some more market structure that forms afterwards. But it does make for some movement, right? It can be like watching paint dry, falling asleep sometimes in these rangy markets. News definitely solves that. It could also make for great YOLOing of prop firm accounts. If you want to pass or fail real quickly, go ahead and put a trade on for unemployment. No, I don't recommend doing that. That's probably the most testing that I've been doing lately. I'm just I know the answers for the most part, right? If there was something out there that you could do, everybody would be doing it, and it's probably always too good to be true. If it's too easy, it's not going to work out, and that pretty much holds true. But I am so enthused with the lack of slippage and the accuracy of fills in the futures market and how that relates to trading really volatile events like news. So I've traded a couple of them just to see how things have gone, entering before, using limit orders. I've gotten slipped, but not bad. Not bad. And I was talking about this the other day. I keep watching guys. I think they're using Top Step accounts through TradingView with Tradeovate. I'm guessing that's the integration. And bracketing news and getting filled on it, and it working out. Now, I'm sure you're going to take losses doing that. Big losses eventually, but it's interesting enough for me to pay attention to. Want to mess with $19 50K accounts to see what I could do. A lot of Forex guys do it with gold, buy stops and sell stops. Yeah, man. Like for the Forex, I was always interested in it, even back then. For the Forex market, spreads and slippage, spreads widen out. It can become, the fills can be terrible, really, really terrible. In the futures market, it seems like the fills are very, very, very good. Like people say, there's no spread, there's no slippage, because there's really not for the most part. I think during like NFP, or an FOMC rate, you're probably going to not get filled right where your limit order is, right? You might not get filled at all. You might get slipped pretty bad. Maybe it helps you, maybe it hurts you, but it's pretty damn tight. So the idea of using, these limit orders or maybe bracketing, is appealing. The question is, in the long run, through the big whipsaws and wicks that occur during these news events, are the winners going to outweigh the losers, or do they just feel like it's fun to trade every once in a while because you immediately hit your profit target, or your stop loss for that matter? Only time where it sucks is if you mark it in when NQ decides to push. Yeah. You can get rough fills, trade with market orders for sure. But that's just the never-ending journey for me. I'll always be testing something, experimenting with something. No search for the holy grail. That stuff's not out there, man. But I've seen guys trade news. Usually it's waiting for the first bar to form, and then a couple bars after that, maybe you have some framework for yourself of how you're going to trade. Just post news. Entering beforehand for the most part, just guessing the direction. It's you're just rolling the dice with a 50-50 shot there. Maybe you are counting on a positive risk to reward with those trades. Maybe like you're in a 50K account and you're going to risk $1,000 to make 1,500, and in the long run, just placing a buy or a sell every time, that's going to work out for you. Probably going to get wicked out every once in a while, and that would add into the losses and maybe not work out. The bracket orders are interesting. I don't know about the fills, man. I just don't know. I have to test it myself, and I'll find out. I'm a big believer of I got to watch it happen in real time myself. I don't want to take everybody else's word for it. And I tested it myself in Forex quite a bit, and it did not work as I was told. And I don't think it'll work too well in futures, but I'll probably test it a couple times myself. Not a whole way, to trade anyway. You're not going to get that every day. You would just be deploying that one system. And again, if that worked really, really well, we would all be doing it. So I don't have a lot of belief or faith that it'll play out really nicely. Yeah, this looks like a little bit of downtrend structure forming. We didn't come down below the low like we did in NQ. I am noting this. I'm noting the lower highs getting put in here. Again, this feels like yesterday to me, man. I'm having deja vu. But I'm going to hang right now. I'm going to see what happens. We continue down. Maybe pre-market low is the lows of the day is a target for a sell, and we structure risk. But This just again isn't enough for me, man. Isn't enough. It's hard too. Sit around and not take trades and just have a break even and then small loss. Like Bruce said, kind of sucks just waiting for something to happen. But for me, the alternative is usually not big wins. It's just losses. Taking more trades that are just going to be losses. And hoping for them to work out. So that's not the way. That's not the path to profitability. Not what I want to display to you guys at all. Amazon earnings, I thought it would be a good play like Meta, but I got chopped. Yeah, because Meta was very clean. Yeah, playing earnings, man. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys do it in the options market, right? It's like, if a stock has earnings coming out, I'm not an options guy. I don't have any of the wherewithal or to work with them, but they'll trade options ahead of the earnings releases, and essentially, you're just placing a bet. If you can survive whatever the chop that may occur is, you're in store for really big gains if it moves in your direction. If not, the whole account's blown. That's pretty much the way that I've seen it explained. It's like a blow the whole account or multiples of the account. Yeah. Yeah, no, I just never got into it. I didn't spend any time in it. It was traditional candlestick charts, Forex, stocks and crypto, of course. But just, I don't know, just didn't see the need to overcomplicate things. And I know there's a lot of different things you can do with options. But I like to keep it as simple as possible. And staring at these damn candlestick charts is it for me. That's it. Yeah, only thing I've seen on options is Wall Street bets rags to riches back to rags. Yeah, no, it's that's definitely the way to do it because again, it kind of allows for just from what I've seen for that type of trading, it allows for just outsized bets to be taken, insane leverage. Like again, where you're going to either profit multiples of whatever you're risking, or you're going to lose everything in that one bet. There's a lot more that's done with it. I know it's used by a lot of professionals. A lot of them are used to hedge. There's a lot of different things you can do with options. But for me, keeping things simple with futures right now has been just a good way to go about it. So all the way back up to prior day low again for a third time with ES. I'm watching this chart now. What are we gonna do here? Do we sell? Do we take a sell off the top of the range for the day? I don't. Oh, I don't need to start. What is NASDAQ doing for me? But that's cool to know that I can do that. Similar, not all the way up, weaker, down below, and then not all the way back up to the top of the range. So NASDAQ looking a little bit weaker. Yeah, and the indices right back up. Yep, that's what I'm looking at, man. Yeah, I don't know. And when I don't know, I try not to trade. Fair value gap. Fair value gap. I'm reading the chat. Get these guys. Guys are talking about fair value gaps. You guys and your fancy technical analysis. No, I'll look at imbalances. I'll just. Yeah, This isn't it for me, but the sell from here, gun to my head, what are you doing, Zach? Probably placing a sell limit right here. Trying to catch a couple more ticks for a better price, and stop loss 16 ticks away. Do I have the confidence to short this after we've tested it as resistance and we're coming up again a third time? No. It was some of my explanation this morning. We came up to this this VWAP line, missed it by like not even a tick. This would have been a nice sell, right? But that failed, and we came back up to test it again. Once we did that, and we were on our way back up to test it a third time, I start to think about that old adage: the more a zone or a level is tested, the less it is respected. Meaning, when you bang against a zone multiple times as support or resistance, instead of just reacting off of it and continuing in whatever direction you were expecting the move to react from, in this case to the downside, the likelihood of it breaking through and continuing past it is increases in general. That's the kind of like the trend is your friend, little saying for zones. So that was my reasoning to get long here, get long down here, which would have played out really nicely if ES didn't come down and take me out. So here we are again testing this. It looks like the sell is going to play, but it's just not an entry for me. I really avoid these ranges to the best of my abilities. But again, there's the entry right there, just a tick or two above, and we take a sell down, maybe targeting the VWAP line, maybe somewhere down around these highs, stop loss in up here. Boom. Maybe we didn't top ticket, maybe we went with something like that. Something like a 14 tick stop, shooting for something like this. I just don't have the I don't have the conviction to take that trade. I wouldn't be getting a really warm, fuzzy feeling about taking that one. Range traders must be killing it. If I tried longing range bottom, would have tested. Yeah, man, right? Like the minute I come in to short the top of the range, it blows through with a 60 tick massive bar to the upside. I don't know. I can't trade ranges, and I don't think most guys do well. Again, at the most, I like to acknowledge them, especially early on in the day, as an area that might be respected. Take an aggressive entry. Aggressive meaning I'm not waiting for much confirmation, if any at all. I'm just entering in the level, at the level or around the zone, wherever I see fit, and I'm entering against the immediate price trend. As it's pushing up, I'd be looking to enter a sell, right? So price is coming up, bullish pressure, I'm selling. So that's what I mean by aggressive entry, by conservative, trying to kind of classify those into two different things so I could better explain them. But as far as like identifying, okay, here's the range, here's the bottom of the range, or maybe it's over here, and here's the top of the range, and we're going to sell up here, we're going to buy down here. Today it would have worked out really nice, right? Look at that. Oh, yeah, it's great. Easier in hindsight, hard to identify, and to what my man Bruce said, it usually feels like as soon as you jump in on that gravy train where you're just going to buy or sell, the high or the low, that's when it blows right through, to the next level. So I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge fan. Again, I'll get involved based on individual price action and market structure to a certain degree. And again, this is making a case for a sell right here, right? We came up. We're reacting right here at this level. If it was going to continue, now is its chance. Push above. We wicked above. We didn't even break above the highs. Now we're stalling. A nice sell with a cheap trade. Nice sell with a stop loss. Back down. Target back down to VWAP. Pick up a nice positive risk to reward. Maybe something like that. It's just not it's not my immediate style of entry. Not on the third test. Again, had I been on for this one, maybe. Don't know if that would have given me enough time before that big sell, but maybe on this one. Third time, again, testing it? Don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Should we buy or sell? Is there a poll button I could do? Oh, there is. Yeah, that's what I took on NQ. I don't trust nothing here. If I had to say, probably sell, but I'm hands off. Yeah. Like again, like I like to put myself in this situation. I describe what I'm looking at. I describe the chart. I do my analysis. But it's also sometimes if I'm waiting around, I say, okay, like gun to my head. So someone said, hey man, you have to place a buy or a sell. Which way are you going right now? I'm taking the sell. Taking the sell with a pretty tight stop loss above these highs by 5 or 6 ticks. Because if we come up higher above these, which it looks like we might try to, maybe higher prices are in store. But again, we reacted off this level so many times, it held as resistance. Maybe with this rangy BS market structure, we're just going to kind of trend back down here. An easy level to hit would be, just using this VWAP as a target, looking at these highs and lows that were put in throughout the session, somewhere down right around here as a target. Could target the lows, could target the prior low. But what else is lining up for this trade? Are we in any kind of downtrend structure? Have we put, lower highs into this level and really been strong on the way down for these? Not really. We reacted pretty nicely here. We did sell off pretty nicely here, but again, this is just buying and selling a top and bottom of a range in my book. Sure, we could be using some price action here to say, hey, look, now price is reacting. We waited for the test, and now we're going to continue down. But sell 100%. Damn, guys. You sure about that? You know that meme? You sure about that? Let's see. Vote in the poll, guys. I want to see it. Are we buying or selling? Took a short earlier in the middle of that range too. Figured it would bust through after 4 tests. Ended up, missed 20 points. Get around. Yeah, man. I feel it. Again, yeah, that's for me. Usually with ranges, I'm trading around the extremes in the wrong direction, right? Like I'm watching the market structure start to form and I want to trade along with that immediate trend and the momentum, and I'm selling towards the bottom of that range, anticipating the immediate trend to continue, and I just get taken out, Again, really outside of the early time frame for NYSE session where price is pretty volatile. It bounces between zones and levels pretty quickly. Even then, I'm still using trend and market structure and price action. But late in the day with the range, I usually take 1 or 2 losses if I'm trading it aggressively, and that's enough for me to say, okay, price is not going to give me anything really to work with here. Three votes for sell. I don't know. Sell, baby. Hey, Mario, what's up? What's going on, my man? Yeah, I mean, again, if I'm looking at today, I'm selling, but yeah, it's not super exciting. Not really enticing me for the for the big move back down. Yeah, maybe you capture like a 1 1 1/3 risk to reward on something like this. It's a pretty tight stop above these highs. It doesn't give you much room like me this morning. Will be something like that. Let's see what that looks like. I got you. Buy. We got people on the buy side. Oh boy. Contrarians. I like it. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Not in this one. Again, just a paper trade. Showing you if I had to take a trade, what it would look like. Here's the entry, here's the target, here's the stop. But let me know if you guys, excuse me. Let me know if you guys got any other trading questions, man. Got anything you want to chat about? Let me know. We'll chat it up. That's what I wanted to do. And what's up, guys? If you're just jumping in, welcome to the show. Join the free Discord. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the like button, maybe, man. Like the video. Help me out, bro. Help me out. Or like I always say, or don't if you don't find it useful. Cool. So we're 60-40 on the buy and sell. Let's hit end bull. It's fun to know, though. Weekly and daily candles are red. Yeah, man. We're in an interesting place with the U.S. indices. We are in an interesting place. If we zoom way out on the 1 hour, way out. Obviously, we've been on an absolute tear to the upside, right? Even if we come way back here. We had this, really nice correction all the way back into April. And then since then, we've been pushing up really aggressively through some of this. I mean, this is very aggressive without this type of back and forth. staircase price market structure. Put the all-time highs in, right? We tapped against one level here, broke above that, and then since we've come off that pretty hard, right? Not too much more than if we were looking at like measured moves. Not too much more than any one of these pullbacks that we can see are fairly normal when we compare historical price data. But we've since failed to come back up from this low above the high and are now coming back down to challenge this low. So we might be putting a lower high in and forming a lower low, breaking some structure to the downside. So yeah, that's interesting to watch. If this was going to continue, a push up on this leg right here would have been pretty nice. Maybe a deeper pullback would have been okay, and then the staircase back to the upside. Can it do this first, come all the way down here, and then blast off? Absolutely, man. This was a hell of a push up, and we're at all-time highs. It's unlikely that it just continues in one direction for forever. The correction and the reload before higher prices is normal, but right now, on the lower time frames, this is looking kind of weak. Not any kind of downtrend or anything like that, but before today, I looked at this, that we broke above the range, broke below the range that we were in here, and then we moved back into it. Now we've broken out again to the downside, and we're challenging this low that pushed out. Maybe this is the range here that we're looking at between this last high and the most recent low. And we're coming back down towards that area. So it'll be interesting to watch over the next couple days. Maybe we don't get too much over the next couple days. Maybe we consolidate up here for a while. But U.S. indices aren't too rangy for too long. We are coming into summer. You get the summer slowdown. Most of that holds true. But this should be interesting because, if we start to come off these highs, it'd be interesting to see how quick this downtrend will develop. If we get some really serious red days like this starting to form, this really, really dramatic downward push. So we'll be ready for it. We've had some consolidation. Usually, again, if you're going off of just the general feel of things, not quantifying anything with a whole bunch of data, it can feel like, fix the VWAP line by scrolling out, it can feel like after the market consolidates for a few days, you're more in store for a runner, for a breakout and run. Again, not in this trade, guys. Obviously, you'd see it here live on Top Step. On Top Step X. Just showing you what if I had to take something, what it would be. A sell off of this level, kind of playing the top of this range, selling from this level after a little bit of price action to the downside. Stop loss above this, targeting, VWAP line right down around this price action here, down near the point of control. Could even go down here, something like that. But I'll just leave it there for now. I wouldn't mind consolidation if it wasn't super ugly like this, where it's super wicky. At least some clean range in each direction throughout the day. Yeah. It's, again, especially at the open. I find myself, if we're ending up with a rangy day, I'll still get some trades. I should still get some trades off the open. I just get involved quicker. I'm watching price action play out quickly. You have that volatility. It's either going to work or it's not, and you should know about it pretty damn quick. Later in the day, after a whole bunch of consolidation, I find it harder to capture any type of real move that will provide the profit that I'm looking for, that will provide the target based on the risk that I have to take on. So, maybe it gets a little bit harder with the larger moving days, the trend days. You can be entering in, finding your spots, or maybe it pushes down hard. You come back in the afternoon, it's found a low, it's reacting to the upside. You got bullish structure, you're targeting, some prior low. You can trade that and the market will move. But again, this is kind of an overgeneralization. I think, again, we're sitting here watching the market for hours at a time, each day. So I gotta talk a little bit. In general, though, I'll say when you approach the charts, the real way that I think is the most beneficial to you, to your system, to your P&L, try to sit down with a fresh mind, clear head. If you're trading the U.S. indices on a low time frame, try not to bring too much bias from the higher time frame that we just looked at. Understand where we're at, right? Like, it's important to know, are we in the middle of a massive tear to the upside where it's green day after green day after green, that's where we're at. You should probably know about that. Are we, in the middle of a correction where we've had a lot of massive red days? Or are we consolidating a little bit? We're in the middle of a range that we've been in for the last, 3 weeks. We have a little bit of sideways price movement. It's important to understand that, to know about that. It can give you a little bit of a frame of reference for the market conditions that you might see that day. But you shouldn't bring too much of that bias. Don't marry that bias, because you'll be stuck on the sideline or forcing that bias on the market, and the market does not have to cooperate. Again, especially in the lower time frames, you'll see trends develop quickly. We'll have big movements that you can capitalize on within all that higher time frame structure. So in general, not getting too stuck on one specific bias or one frame for the day. It's going to be a range day. It's going to be a trend day because there's news or no news. It's probably best to stay flexible and just, watch pre-market. Watch the higher time frames. Look at pre-market. Mark your charts up if you're trading the open. Watch the open, and then continue trading from there. Place your trades. Find your spot to get involved. Make sure you can structure your risk well. Manage your risk. That's the key here. This is around the time yesterday we had the decent sell-off. Yeah, man, again, it's looking like yesterday to me. Like, I'm getting deja vu looking at this chart. Just because something happened yesterday certainly doesn't mean it's going to happen today. That's not a really strong way to trade. But, I like, for me, I'm watching this like kind of what we had yesterday, right? Like, consolidation, choppy. We started to form some downtrend structure. I said, it's been so choppy, rangy. I don't have the conviction to take any one of these trades. And then sell off, beautiful breaks and retests, respecting of zones. Follow the magical arrow that I drew on the chart during the live session within the next 30 or 45 minutes. I posted that in the chat. Posted on Instagram as well. Thought it was funny. Yeah, no, again, I'd be late to the party. Like, yesterday, I would have had to watch that continue for a while and say, oh man, hey, wait a minute. Now we're below these lows, by quite a bit. We got momentum, we got volume continuing. This is looking like, lower prices are in store. Wait for a pullback and then maybe continue. But again, even then after that type of consolidating day and the type of price action we had, I'm less anticipating the big push and run for the day. I'm kind of anticipating the breakout and a pullback into that range, which is a lot of times what you'll see on a really rangy consolidating day. We got that yesterday. It happened, it happened really late and really aggressively. Big sell-off, but if you go back, look, you got really nice breaks and retests here. I think I had a level down here. Here was a really, really nice level. You could have waited for this downtrend structure to form. This would have been a nice breakout trade. Could have waited on the break and retest and continuation. Sell down here as it's breaking the low again would have played out really, really nicely. Did it continue? No, definitely not. We came way back up. And there's a wick here, that you could see. Way, way back up to close the session, near highs, and then sold off from there. But here's the example of not forming one bias for the day, right? Like, where's the open? Right here, kind of rangy consolidating, bearish at the open, back up, and then really big sell-off. Well, not really till here, towards end of day. What's end of day? Paper trade would have been working okay for now. I'm not in this, guys. Again, just putting a position tool on the chart, showing you a trade that I'm not convinced on. Otherwise, I would have put some money from this account on the line. And I'd be pretty bored watching this play out. Down, back up to entry and to drawdown. Looks like it wants to come down, but we'll watch it. We'll see if anything else develops, man. NVIDIA all-time high here again. Wow. What's NQ looking like? That's wild, man. All-time high again. Now I got to look at it, Bruce. Yep. 1152. Damn, man. Up $152 past that 1,000 marker. Damn, 20% in 5 days. Whew. What a move, man. That one has not backed off. Yeah, well over 100% in 6 months or even year to date or 1 year. Yeah, almost 200%. That would have been a nice one. Nice one for the investment portfolio. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to call it just yet. If you guys got anything you want to chat about, let me know. I'm going to hang out here, watch the market. I don't have anything setting up just yet. I'm going to hang out here, watch the 1 minute chart. Again, I don't want to miss the later in the day move. I'm not going to sit on the charts here until 4:10 to catch it. I'll give this a little bit more time to develop, see if we start to get some volatility that comes in. Maybe I set an alert to jump back on the charts. But if not, I'll be looking for an overnight move. I haven't really like loved much of the overnight stuff on this. But I'll look for one, and maybe today's Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, maybe we get something the next couple of days. I'll keep you guys in the loop about. Again, scroll out so the VWAP line corrects itself. Hey Zach, my man needs help. The charts doesn't change now when I choose a specific pair in Top Step. Do you know what the issue is? Mohammed, are you on Top Step X or are you on a different platform? And follow up to that, how are you changing the chart? Are you coming over here to symbol, or are you coming over here to the contract under the order screen? We're on Top Step FX. I'm guessing it's Top Step X that you meant to put there. Are you trying to change it here by the actual contract that changes the chart when you move between it? Wow, look at how beautiful that is. Yes, contract. Okay, it's not changing the chart. Not changing your chart at all. If you come up over here, does it give you the option to change? Okay. If you come over here, does it give you the option to change the symbol? Just out of curiosity. Can you search for the symbol that you want to trade for the instrument that you're looking for? I would try that and see, okay, can you switch the chart from either one of those, or does neither of those switch your chart? As we're watching the paper trade play out, it doesn't switch. Yes, to Bruce Lean's point, make sure this is up here as well, the link thing. Yeah, top left. Um, See if you could troubleshoot that. If not, man, top step support's going to be the way to go. I know sometimes at least I've heard people say. For me, they've always been pretty quick. Not to give you the unbiased top step affiliate answer, but for me, they've always been pretty quick. I would hit them with an email, go through their little chat bot thing, and then send it in an email and screenshot what you're looking at and show them. Yeah, slow moving market, man. Slow moving market. Let's look at NQ. Yeah, kind of choppy as well, man. Here's what I'm looking at on NQ. Rangy market. Oh, ES. Not giving me too much. You get it figured out, Muhammad? Let me know, man. As we do some top step troubleshooting here. But if you guys jumped on late, make sure you hop in the free Discord. Discord is free. Link in the description. Link in my bio. Community of futures traders. Live trading, market insights, where I'm talking about news every day, things that impact the markets. Answering questions. If you guys got questions on my trading, anything that could help you make steps towards profitability. Ooh, coming back down. ES. It would make it hard to get an entry. Yeah, I feel that, man. Yeah, Muhammad, man, I'm sorry to hear that. I would definitely shoot top step. I mean, first off, I would log out of everything, do the restart the computer, clear cookies and all that type of stuff, and then log back in and try it. But I would certainly be shooting top step a email, their customer service. Shoot them an email. Make sure you describe the problem, screenshots, the whole deal, and that you can get access to it pretty quick. Again, for me, they've been pretty quick answering questions. NVIDIA's starting to sell. Let's see, what is NQ rolling over with it? Yep. Got you, man. I'm sure, I'm sure. All good, my man. All good. Yeah, the classic, like, turn it on and turn it back, unplug it and plug it back in. Well, this paper trade would have worked out somewhat well. The sell off of the prior day low for a third time today, playing the range, would have come all the way back down and hit the VWAP line. I'm not taking credit for it or looking for any pats on the back here because I didn't put any money on the line because I wasn't confident in it. A little bit better of an entry. Again, limit for any one of these would have worked really nicely. Would have gotten you a better entry, better tighter stop loss, better risk to reward. We would have been in more profit here. But again, just trading a range doing that. As prices approaching the resistance zone that is tested twice already after putting in a higher low, that to me is a tough sell. Again, would have played out very nicely on a different day. This is when we break the range and continue up. A little bit better risk to reward. Would have made this one okay, maybe even a little bit tighter stop loss. Maybe we didn't need to come up, 6 ticks above these highs for us to say, hey, you know what, we're wrong on this one. And maybe we're comfortable entering with just a limit order right up here. Again, targeting the VWAP. Probably would have wanted to adjust this back up here as we're coming, but let's just say we left it and we got to trade past it. It's going to miss it by 1 tick, and I'll be happy I didn't take it now. Just showing you guys what I look at if I had to take an order, if I had to take a trade, excuse me, what I would be looking at, how I would trade this. But again, for me, in my experience and the data that I collect, trading these type of conditions, unless I do have something that's presenting itself really clearly, it doesn't help my bottom line. It just doesn't help my bottom line. But got a nice winning paper trade. That's worth nothing to us except for data and experience. So if it actually hits, we're trading at the at the profit target, but not through it. Right at the VWAP line. Again, this would be a close. Go ahead and just close. There you go. But yeah. Usually the link works for me. Top stitch should help. Yeah, man. Let's see. Do we bounce here from the VWAP line? Do we come down to these lows? And do we look for a buy paper trade somewhere down here to come right back up to prior day low? I don't have anything on this one, guys. I just don't. VWAP on top. This I didn't actually take this one, guys. Just to be clear, don't want to claim anything that I didn't take. Paper trade, just showing you guys. Maybe if I had a gun to my head, what trade I would take. Not enough confidence even to put this one on with pretty low risk. But it played out nicely. Simply using zones, using price action, using VWAP. You would come up here on top step X and you would type in. Don't need moving average. You would type in VWAP. And it would be this one right here. VWAP. I changed the color on it to white. I make sure it doesn't have... we don't have the... it doesn't even give you an option for the I think on TradingView, sometimes when you throw it on, it's got like a standard deviation or like a Bollinger Band style deal. Something else that can be shown with it. Multiplier bands. There you go. These bad boys. Don't need any of that for me. Oh. Let's take a look. I think it's just standard, man. I don't think I've changed the settings on it. There you go, right here. The source. Just the standard VWAP. Right here, anchor to the session, which you could tell if you scroll back. You should see your VWAP start, make a nice shift right here because one VWAP closes, the next one's opens up right here at 6 p.m. Eastern that we could see happen each day. And then, sometimes I will use an anchored VWAP. That's just down here in the drawing tools. Actually, it's under projection, I think they call it. Yeah, right down here, anchored VWAP. You can anchor it to a certain point. I like to do one for NYSE session. If you if you go back in the video, I had a couple other ones on. Maybe I'll do low of day, high of day, high of pre-market. Can just help you with another volume weighted average price from a different anchor point, showing you a different sum of data as that's added in to calculate that line. Dynamic support and resistance, maybe helping with targets, maybe helping with managing risk. Not an end all be all, but I've liked it so far in the futures market. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, super like Bruce said, not a bad trade overall. Super freaking choppy all the way down. Hey, the same time it played out. Yeah, exactly. Not a quick movement, choppy consolidation. Did it play out? Yes, it did. How long did it take? This is 30 minutes. About 30 minutes to play out. Not a bad trade. Again, I didn't take this one. So that tells you all you need to know right there. I don't need to explain any further than that. Yeah, and again, gun to my head down here, I'm buying the bottom of this range. But I don't trade ranges. You would have cleaned up today doing that. It's just on another day, you get absolutely smoked doing that. And I think the times you get smoked outweigh the times that it works out, at least for just the super basic buying and selling the top of the range that starts to form. I'd rather identify the range and wait for price to start to break out from it, continue, pull back, and then maybe continue in that direction. Oh, would have made it to just about a 2-to-1. Think we're going to lower day. Yeah, man. Again, it feels like yesterday. Again, it really feels like yesterday. I'm having deja vu on this one. I don't have a trade absolutely in the middle of this range again for like the 5th or 6th time today. It's just one of those times where we don't have clear direction, Whoa, I want to do that. Yeah, no, again, it came up here. Got people in the chat saying, I think we're going to low of day. Bulls couldn't break above Asia. Def going to see low of day hit. Yeah, looking at traditional technical analysis, right? If we were going to take price higher, here was our chance multiple times. Last time we didn't even come up to the highs, and we've sold off now all the way back down. Again, the saying is the more a zone is tested, the less it is respected, meaning if it comes up here a third time, more likelihood that as it's up here, it's going to break through. There's also, another lens to look through here, which is we tried to break through this so many times, and now we're failing again and really reacting off of this zone all the way back down to the middle of the range. Do we think it's more likely to come all the way back up here and just blast through? We kind of had the opportunity to do that, quite a few times with some momentum into the zone. This is some strong, buying pressure coming all the way back up and then failing again. So right now, again, going to my head, I am taking a buy just because I can structure risk. Like if I'm selling, where does my stop loss go? Here. I'm taking a buy, targeting, prior day low. But this looks weak right now for sure. This is definitely not something that I would trade right from this area. Coming down, I would be waiting for it to come all the way down here and then forming some structure to the downside to play maybe a late day move to the downside like we saw yesterday. But I don't think I'm going to get it, man. Another no trade session here. Just slow this week, really slow. Again, one trade yesterday for break even. maybe I missed one in the morning that I actually would have taken yesterday. One trade today for a small loss. Two BS messing around with join bid, join ask, and watching how they fill as price is moving. But one trade for a small loss on the way up. Maybe one missed off of this area that I would have taken, but just not feeding me a lot of setups, man. Doing my best to stay patient, to stay out of just losing money for no reason. But it can get pretty tough to do. You get anxious, you watch the charts, you're sitting here trading. Sometimes trading is not taking a trade, but especially doing the live stuff, man. I like to give you guys some action. I like to have the P&L running up here, hopefully making some money, but it's not making it really easy this week. What's up, guys? What's up, Kyle? How are we doing, my man? Missed the link in chat. Yeah, no, guys, I post this stuff in the chat. I've been trying to do a better job in Discord for my guys from Discord. I'm going to use the channels more often. The schedule channel, the market insights, the Zach's trades. I'm going to post everything in the channel that it should be. So I've been updating the schedule, tagging everybody, and I'll always give you guys updates in the main chat if I'm doing something different or changing something. And I'll post the link and tag everybody. I'll probably start doing that in Zach's trades also. But I do that every day. Post the trade and tag you all so you get a notification. Again, it's also posted in the schedule, so you should know. This week, I'm looking at like 1 p.m. Eastern start time for these afternoon lives. So sorry, you guys. Sorry you missed it, man. No worries. It's recorded, so you can go back through. And to be honest, you didn't miss so much. kind of waiting around, a little bit of market analysis, a little bit of discussion on different on some different trading topics, but not not a banger session as far as trading goes. But here we are back down to the range, finding support and pushing back up above the VWAP line. So I think the likely move, maybe until volatility comes in towards the end of the day, is just ranging. And when that volatility comes in towards the end of the day, I don't think I'm catching it. That's my reasoning for saying, okay, I'm probably going to, wrap up pretty soon, is maybe it's going to blast off to the upside or downside. If I'm not already in the move or ready to take the breakout, I'm not going to catch it. And I'm not in the move and I'm not ready to take the breakout. So that's going to be my afternoon here. But guys, if you are not in Discord, please hop in the free Discord. Feel free to like this video. Help me out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps with engagement. It doesn't cost you anything. If not, and you don't find it valuable, feel free not to like it, man. This is all free. I'm going to be here doing it tomorrow and the next day and the next day, hopefully, if I don't get hit by a bus. And you can come and hang out and not give me anything for it. No worries. But I'm going to wrap it up here, man. Again, I wanted to sit around for a little bit longer. That was about another 20 minutes. This is just nothing for me. So I don't think I'm going to catch any kind of trade to the downside. I try to be reasonable. If price comes down here, am I entering a sell? No. I'll be waiting for some structure, maybe targeting pre-market low. We come back up to the highs. I'm not selling again, and I'm not taking an immediate buy. And I don't think we have so much time, about an hour and 15 left, that I'm going to capture one of those huge moves. If the move comes in, it's going without me. That's pretty much that. So guys, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Again, I'll see you in Discord, and I'll be on here. Today's Wednesday. We're going to run it the next 2 days. I'll update you if anything changes, but I'm going to try to shoot for around this 1 p.m. Eastern, a little bit earlier if stuff's moving. I'll jump on. I'll stay late if it looks like we're going to be setting up for something in the afternoon. But I've been trying to capture some of the a little bit longer time frame in the afternoon, and we just got slow moving markets this week, man. So we won't force trades. We'll try not to take any losses that we don't have to take, anything outside of normal losses, and we'll go from there. But again, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in Discord.